Today, we're digging into a really interesting piece of advice. It's from an old scanned page just titled Best Advice.
Right.
And our mission here is to unpack why this seemingly small idea, don't pick up the phone every time it rings. Well, why it still packs such a punch today in 2025. And maybe what it costs us if we ignore it.
Yeah, what's fascinating is how much this advice bumps up against a habit we all seem to have. It's almost like a reflex, isn't it?
Totally.
The source, it just cuts right to the chase. It reminds us of something we kind of forget. The telephone is there for your convenience, not for the convenience of your callers.
That's a powerful way to put it. Simple, but it really shifts the perspective.
Exactly. It sets up this idea of taking back control.
And the source then uses this really strong analogy. It says, when the phone rings, we act as if we are firefighters rushing to a 5-alarm fire.
That's quite an image.
It is. And it points out how easily we, interrupt quiet family dinners, dedicated reading times, and meditation periods just to answer these calls that feel urgent.
Yeah, and let's be honest. Today, it's not just phone calls anymore, is it?
No way.
It's the pings, the notifications, the DMs, emails. We're constantly sort of bracing for that next digital alarm bell.
Always on edge.
Precisely. And this brings up a really important question. Why? Why do we have this immediate, almost gut reaction to just drop everything?
What does psychology say about that?
Well, modern cognitive psychology actually gives us some clues. Research shows that even a tiny interruption, maybe just 20 seconds, it can take over 20 minutes to really get your focus back if you're on a complex task.
20 minutes? Wow.
Yeah, it's this hidden cost, this context-switching tax. The source suggests we're conditioned, maybe societally, to always be on call. And often for things that, like the source says, turn out to be ones that could have been taken later, we end up sacrificing that deep work, that flow state, those present moments.
All for just seeming like we're available right that second.
Exactly, for the illusion of it.
Okay, so if that's the problem, this constant interruption, what's the solution offered by this older source?
It points to voicemail, calls it one of the great blessings of the modern age.
Now, voicemail. That might sound a bit dated to some listeners in 2025.
Sure, it might. But I think the principle behind it is what's really key here, and it's more relevant than ever.
Right. How does it frame the benefit?
It says voicemail frees you up to do the things you want, letting you handle calls when it suits you. The main idea is clear. You no longer need to be interrupted by the ringing phone and can spend your time on life's more important pursuits.
So it's about reclaiming that time for what actually matters.
It really boils down to intentionality, doesn't it? When the source talks about voicemail, we can easily map that onto modern tools.
Like do not disturb modes.
Exactly. Or managing your notification settings smartly, or even just being clear about when you are available. It's not about hiding.
So that's setting boundaries.
Precisely. Choosing consciously when and how you deal with these incoming demands, instead of just reacting all the time. It lines up perfectly with current thinking around, deep work and digital minimalism.
Making space for what's meaningful.
Whether that's work, family, or just your own quiet thinking time.
That feels like the real aha moment. This isn't just about phones. It's about managing your attention, your time, taking back control.
It is. But the challenge, of course, is breaking that ingrained habit. Maybe even that little bit of FOMO, that fear of missing out.
Yeah, that's real. But the freedom you gain seems like it could be huge.
Looking at the bigger picture, this advice isn't just convenient, it's fundamental. It's about living intentionally, managing your attention, which is, let's face it, maybe our most valuable resource now.
Choosing how you engage.
Making sure your time reflects your priorities.
So for everyone listening, what's the takeaway here? It challenges that automatic habit, right? Picking up the phone, checking every single ping.
Yeah, it makes you ask yourself, what more important pursuits, as the source puts it, are you pushing aside? What quiet moments are you giving up? Because, well, you're acting like you're constantly on call for every digital buzz. It's a powerful reminder, really. Make the tech work for you, not the other way around.